Let's just off it. Just a
lean
5
it
minute.
against
You can do whatever you want with it.
There we go.
Back up. Beautiful.
Back that.
We're recording?
It is recording.
Cool. And hey, what's up? This is Erik Escobar. You're watching One Liner. Today we have Sasha Sakha on the show. She's very funny, super cool, has some great tattoos, and we're gonna learn about them. Let's go. Hello, it's one-liner time with Sasha Sakha. Hello, Sasha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Cool.
You have tattoos.
Yeah, I have 2 baby tattoos. I'm
All
not
right.
a piercing girl, but I do have tattoos.
Well, how many piercings do you have?
Currently 3.
What's your max amount of piercings you've had on your face at the time, or just entire body form?
5 at a time.
Oh,
So it was like here, and then my septum.
I've never been pierced. What's that like? I heard it's like not that bad because it's just like whoop. But I also feel like a hot needle's going into your body, so it can't not be not bad.
I mean, like there's a pinch, there's a little bit of pain, but I don't think it's as scary as everybody thinks it is. I think like the biggest, the worst pain that I've ever felt with a piercing was definitely my nipples. That was like the worst one. Yeah, well, because
Sucks.
okay,
You get both or one?
I got both, but so what happened? So what happened was like the first one was not that bad. And then the second one saw what happened to the first one and was like, fuck that shit. And then like just...
Did it like shrink in? Did it like go inside?
It tightened up and just like didn't want to be pierced. But I mean, you know, shit happens. So now they're there.
Cool. Well, congratulations. Show it to the camera. Let's do a quick insert of those.
That's cool. I'm good.
Well,
not yet. When I get desperate, maybe.
Cool. Well, we're both comedians. I feel like the payouts on those might be a little more.
I'll sell feet pics before I actually show my boobs, like, for sure.
Well, hey, I tried that game. It's not too lucrative. I know it is. Thanks for buying Jerry. I feel like, I don't know, piercing's a different game than tattoos, but every tattoo shop has a piercer, or most tattoo shops have a piercer, so it's kind of like in the same world. But your tattoos, you have 2 in 2 places that I feel are not fun. They're never good feeling.
No.
But you have behind the ear and then ankle?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, ankle is some bull.
I honestly did not expect it to be that crazy when I got my ankle done. I was like, oh, you know, this is like it's an extremity. It's like away from my brain. I don't know. I thought that like maybe it being away from my brain would help. I don't know why. But like when I was getting it done, I was like trying to tough it out, and I was just having an out of body experience like on the table. Like,
it hurts so much.
So painful.
The shin is done, and honestly, like the shin sucked, but like this little part just right here was like I would trade 12 hours in a chair anywhere else than the 10 minutes that it took just for like that one part. So we're gonna insert your tattoo right here. And it's a really cute tattoo. What inspired it?
You know what? That tattoo was just an impulse tattoo when I was 18. I got it with my friend because it was Friday the 13th. So it's a Friday the 13th tattoo.
I have actually all of these are Friday the 13th tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
I know. This is in Baltimore, Little Raven. But Friday the 13th tattoos are so cool. My first tattoo I ever got was a Friday the 13th tattoo. Was it $13 or $31?
You know what? I think it was 13. I think I remember.
20 with tip or whatever.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
Cool. And what's it of? Just because we inserted it after I actually saw it, because leggings.
It is a zombie lucky cat. So it's my unlucky cat.
Awesome. Did you like look at the sheet and you were like, definitely this one, or were you debating between like a couple different?
It was definitely that one because I'm a huge weeb, so then it just kind of fit in the in that weeb look that I have.
Cool. So you got that one, which hurt a lot. Did this hurt? The one right here, which we'll cut to right now. What a great tattoo. The one right here, what was the pain level on that?
The pain level was not as bad as the ankle. I would say that like if the ankle was like an 8 for pain, then the head was like about maybe like a 5 or a 6. So it wasn't as bad.
You know April Lawshaw, right?
Yeah.
So April and I, we have the same tattoo artist. He actually is a friend of this channel. Check out White Rabbit Tattoos. Really great, Dan. He's an amazing guy. But he did my shin, and he did April's back here, right behind the ear, where you are. And I asked her what it was like, and she was like, "It's great, but yeah, the noise is."
The noise was scary. Yeah, the noise was scary because I got it when I was 15. Like,
whoa.
Yeah, I got it in someone's house when I was 15. Like, I was, it's a...
I feel like all of our first tattoos were kind of like in a garage.
Yeah,
like
it was definitely some dude, like,
How much is that? $400? You can do it for a pizza and a case of beer? Yeah, dude, let me bust it out. Let me go in your room.
Yeah.
Hello, Sketchy Joe.
He was super sketch, but, like, it was in his house. I was 15 years old. I mean, like, it's a paintbrush, and I got it on my right side because the left side is your creative side, right?
And the right side's like
I thought I was like,
yeah,
and I thought like when I was 15, I was like, oh, I'm too deep, and I was just so I got it on the right side, be like, my creativity is not limited.
Yeah,
it was dumb.
Wow, how douchey.
I know.
No, I have some douchey ones too. Don't you worry. So far, like I saw it earlier, and it holds up. You know what I mean? Like it's cool because I feel like a lot of people. Like, especially if you're, like, a bald guy, like, you get it up here, like, the sun's always on it and stuff like that. Right. But this is really held, especially if you got it, what, like, 10 years ago?
Yeah, 11 years ago.
11 years ago? Okay, word. Oh, geez Louise. Yeah. Let's get specific, not 10.
I didn't even take care of it right. Like, when I got it, like, I didn't know about, like, Aquaphor or, like, any of that crap. I just kind of, like, was like, oh, I have a tattoo now.
I feel like every tattoo I get is very much a different experience on how I treat it. Like, sometimes, you know, you, like, lotion it, like, 8 times a day. You know, you're really careful about, like, special things. Other times you're like, it's gonna be fine. You just don't do anything for 2 weeks until you like leave in the shower and you're like, oh, fame.
Yeah.
So you got the paintbrush because the creativity on the right side of the brain. Oh, how philosophical! But were you like a painter or an artist or visual stuff like pre-comedy?
Yeah, actually that was what I have done for the longest amount of time in terms of like creative stuff. When I started drawing since I was like 2, and and then from there I've just always been like I was in art academy in high school and stuff like that. So when I got into college, like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to like be an artist and everything. But I'm lazy, so it didn't work out like that because it's...
And comedy's way easier, so yeah.
Oh, for sure, it's way easier.
I only have to go to 8 unpaid mics this week. Oh, piece of cake. Yeah. Only 40 hours of my life.
Dude, I mean, it's a second, like, job almost with comedy, but I don't know, for some reason, I feel like when you're an artist, people expect, like, oh, like, with commissions and stuff, like, they're more demanding, and they want you to have a certain thing a certain way.
What's that saying? Like, if you're an artist, you can get something, if I want something from you, and you're an artist, you can either get it, you can get 2 of 3 things, like, fast, cheap, or good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you want all of those, it's like, well, choose.
Yeah, exactly.
So... I was having a conversation the other day with someone where she was, I think, a gardener, like gardening, like or landscaping, whatever it is like her big passion. But she went to art school, and I think it's weird because when we were in high school, we were in college, our scope of what we can do creatively is so limited because there's no such thing as like a stand-up class or like, you know, like rarely, unless you're like in a nice way, like a graphic
you know design. How that goes.
Yeah, it's like, here's a bunch of money and now do a bringer show. Not all stand-up teachers are bad. There's some really great ones, just letting you, especially if they're producers. They're wonderful. But did you feel like you had that experience where you had a creative part of yourself that you really wanted to let loose? And you weren't really sure how to do it, and comedy was one of the ways you were like, oh, in this format is what I like.
For sure. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Like, when because, I mean, before I started comedy, I realized, like, the biggest roadblock that I had, like, as an artist was I didn't really commit fully to, like, anything that I was doing. Word. And I didn't know how to execute it because I felt like I was just kind of, like, just... dabbling in every art form that I got.
Well, you also see so many people who do it on a grand scale. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you see someone who writes, like, a graphic novel, and you're like, I don't know how to get to that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, so for sure. And so, like, before I started stand-up, I was, like, an artist, like, drawing all the time. I was in music for a little while. And
what'd you play?
Like, I sing, but I'm Filipino. You know how that goes. We all sing.
I karaoke. I was in music for a little time. Still am.
I know what the fuck I'm doing, okay? Yeah. No, but I was singing for a while. while. I was like doing a bunch of other stuff, but like the common denominator in all of that like was I was always trying to make people laugh. Like that was like the one thing is like I always loved to make people laugh.
That's the high. Yeah. That's the chase.
And then like when I started comedy, I was like, oh, this fits perfect. Like I know exactly what I want to do with this. Like I'm not as restricted or like no one's demanding things of me as much.
And
like,
I can do whatever I want. It's not like, oh, I have to do this thing and make it like funny because I like being funny. It's like, oh, I can just do whatever. It'd be funny.
Yeah. Some people shouldn't, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, the way I see it is like, I don't care if you're like an amazing word economist and it's a perfect setup, a perfect punchline, or if you do weird character stuff, or if you do prop stuff. Yeah. Is it funny? All right.
Yeah.
That's comedy.
Yep.
So real quick, before we get out of here, tell us about your worst show or mic or performance.
Worst show, mic, or performance. Oh, okay. So this one, it haunts me because like it was at the Comedy Store. Like because at the Comedy Store, like you can't.
Were you like super new at the time?
Super. 3 months. Yeah. 3 months in. Like it's just, like you can't mess around.
I feel like everyone for their first like year fucks around at the Comedy Store, and you don't do it for a while, and then you're like, oh, let's go back to the comedy because it's just like weird stuff, not bad stuff, like weird stuff can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was woo. So I was 3 months in. And I was doing really well in the OC scene that like I'm a part of now and that like I represent now, and I'm friends with a lot of people like at the Comedy Store, so I went there.
Don't brag about it, but okay.
No, like I felt comfortable. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I'm comfortable. I'm doing well enough in my local scene to where I could go to the Comedy Store and do fine. So I went to the Belly Room open mic on a Sunday, and it was crazy. Like, I was brought up really fast. Like, I wasn't even given the whole, like, oh, on deck, in the hole. Like, it was just kind of like, Sasha? And I was like, huh? And then I just had to run up there. And, like, so then I was out of breath by the time I got up on stage.
Right. Well, that's me every time I go on stage. So, good for you, but I live that struggle.
I mean, I was, woo! It was a lot. So, I mean... I got up there. I was rushing through my material. Like nothing was hitting, obviously. And
well, there's pressure there because so many like names are there, and everyone's kind of just like, show us what you got.
Right.
So especially when you're like early in your stand-up career, you're kind of just like, I just gotta deliver everything I know, and let's go. And joke. All right, I'm gonna go chain smoke 8 cloves outside really quick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then I saw the light. But they ended up having to play me off because I ran over so much of my time.
Well, usually the light's like a phone or it's like a flashlight, but it's the actual light of the building. So you're just like, oh, there's like a light issue, and it just wasn't on the whole time. When you're really like, oh wait, I've been doing 15 minutes on a 3-minute audition. This is great.
Yeah, so I bombed my ass off, and then like the next comic right after me totally made fun of me, like for her first like 20 seconds of her set, and I was just like, oh my god, girl, please move on. Like it was so bad. But like, and then I told my friends who like were there at the time, I was like, oh dude, like I just bombed my ass off at like the Belly Room mic, and they were just kind of like, you idiot, you're 3 months in, like don't come here when you're that young.
You're gonna bomb when you're 3 years in, so don't worry, like you're fine. Well, cool, Sasha, it was so great having you. I'm glad hearing about your tattoo over here, and your comedy over everywhere. Where can people find you? Where can people see you? What's your stuff?
My stuff is just Instagram. It's at Dasakitty. That's DASAKEETIE.
I've been pronouncing it in my head as Dasakit for the past like 2 years. It's been like, oh yeah, it's Dasakit.
It's like that's a kitty, but just said stupidly. That's it.
Word. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool. Thanks for watching One Liner.